In DesignerLogic, each project can have multiple phases. A phase can have a budget, and time and items can accrue to that budget, and so you can judge how much you have left of the budget as you go. A phase can also have tasks assigned to it, which can be viewed as a Gantt chart timeline. Let's see what that looks like. We're going to go down here to the project, this example project, and we can either go to the dashboard of that project or we can go directly to the phases on that project. So we're going to click phases. And that opens up the project dashboard highlighted to phases right here. Now if you just open up the project dashboard, just come over and click on the phases tab and you'll see the phases for that project. To create a new phase on the project, simply go up to the Edit Add button at the top, choose Phase, and here you can type in any information that you want: project conceptualization, a description, an items budget. You might want $60,000, a time budget of $5,000. Say you have 50 hours of time you want to put on there, a begin date right here, and a completion goal. And the completion goal, what that does is that gives you the span for the Gantt chart timeline, which will be in this case between September 21st and January 11th. That will show up as a timeline on a Gantt chart using this time span. Then you want to choose the status for the phase and just hit save and close. And what that does is that will create one of these phases right here for you. Now to open a phase and see in more detail, simply click on the phase title, and that opens up the phase dashboard. Here on the left side, you can see what your settings were, the begin dates. You can see any tasks assigned to a Gantt view. You can see the budgets and how much has accrued to each budget and what's left of the budget, as well as the hours budget down here for the time. Now over here you have your tasks tab, you have items tab, and times tab. This shows you all the different things that are on this particular phase right here. Now the task tab right here, you can filter it a number of different ways. You can click on the items tab, and here you can see all the items that are on this phase right here. Now if you want to remove items from the phase, you can check this off right here, something like that. Click add remove, and then you just would choose remove from this phase and click update, and that will remove these items from a phase. Likewise, if you want to add items directly from here, what you can do is, let me uncheck this, is you can click the filter button and say, well, let's see all the items in this project that are not on this phase, that are not on any phase, and click filter. And you'll see the items that are available to put on a phase. And so if you want to put something on the phase, check it off, click add and remove, and you want to just choose the phase that you want it to be on, and then hit update. And what that does is that removes that item from the list of available items to go in a phase. And if you click the items tab again to refresh everything, here you'll see this item is now on this phase, and its cost or client price will have gone into the budget over to the left when you refresh the page. Time works the same way. Click the time tab. You can see all the time charges that are on this particular phase. Now you can click the filter button here and say I'd like to see time charges that are not on the phase, and you can filter it these other ways as well. We're going to filter that. And so now these are the items that are not on the phase, and if you want to put these items on this particular phase, these time logs here, just select the items you want, click add and remove, and you want to choose the phase you want to add it to, click update, and it will remove that from the available list. And if you come back and say I want to click on yes for see what's on this phase again, it will have put those time logs on this particular phase. And when we refresh the page here, down here you can see it will have adjusted the budgets for those items and the time based on what we just put on the phase. Now there are other ways to put items and time on a phase as well, also tasks. You don't have to be on the phase page to do it. Let's say you're just on the project dashboard. So we're going to go back to the project dashboard, and let's say you're just on the main view here, like when you first open the project dashboard. So if you come up to the edit add link and you say you want to add an item to this particular project, at the time you add that item, you can just select the phase that it goes on. That's all you need to do, and that will put that item and all of its costs onto that phase. Likewise, if we come over and say we want to make a task, when you have that project selected, you can choose the phase directly to put that task on, and it will go right onto that phase, and you don't have to do anything else. And likewise, if someone makes a time log entry, when they choose the project up here, if it has a phase, they can put it directly on a phase without having to do anything else, and that time charge will automatically accrue to the phase budget. Another thing about phases is they can be viewed as Gantt chart timelines. So if you click on the Phases tab, there's a number of ways you can view this. You can view all of the tasks that are assigned to be on a Gantt chart when you create a task. And I'll just show you that real quick. When you create a task here, let's say you want to put it on a phase, so we're going to put it on this phase. You want to just check on Gantt chart right here, and then you want to put the begin date and the due date for that particular task, and that will be the timeline entry for that on the Gantt chart. So that's all you have to do to put a task on a Gantt chart, and that can be attached to an item even. So say if it is about this media console, you'll have this media console on the Gantt chart and on phase 1 right here when you select this. It's very easy. So when you go back and you want to see all these phases, all the tasks in these phases of the Gantt chart, just click on Task Gantt View. And what we're going to do is click on the link here to show everything. And here you can see each of these items presented on the Gantt chart based on the dates. Now each of these is a task right here. Proposal presentation is a task. Get swatches for sofa is a task with the begin and end date for the Gantt chart. That's all you have to do. And if you click on the little eye thing, it'll take you right to wherever that particular task happens to be. Now we have a separate video for the Gantt chart, but that's basically how it connects to the phases. Again, every phase that has tasks on it can be viewed as a Gantt chart. So if we click on, again, one of these phases, we'll do phase 2. If this has any tasks on it, which this does, if they're on a Gantt chart, if they've been selected to be on a Gantt chart, we hit Gantt View. And here you can see all the different tasks that are on that phase selected to be on a Gantt chart. And that's how you use phases to break up a project and create budgets and Gantt charts so you can really spec out exactly what your time and finances are on that project step by step.